Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in less than 1 minute, so let's see what happens. ZM right now, an absolute monster. So watching this one, and here's a pullback here. Definitely very, very strong, clearly. All right, I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll keep cruising the markets. All right, watching Boeing here for a potential short. Move down, now coming back up. So I'd like to see, ideally, this candle move up a little bit more. Not the best candle. So I'm short there at 135. 135.77. I think this thing wants to return back down, especially with the markets also starting to pull back that much more. So should get market support. Good, markets are also pulling back. So I'd expect this one to eventually give in to the downwards pressure. So let's see what happens here. Again, at 135.77. All right, for the time being, I will go ahead and pause. And while we wait to see how this thing plays out, I'll keep you updated. Well, the market is now bouncing, and Boeing is trying to make a recovery up. So this very well might be a losing trade here. Stop up over 136.50. But I don't want to give up on it quite yet. So we'll see. What is that? Yeah, right around 135.75. If it can get down through there, then I like the chances of it then moving into my favor. So there we go. Can it finally make the move now, though, is the question. And that area being very, very stubborn. Can it get down through 135.50? So there's one, there's the break. Very nice. Let's see if we can get some more downside momentum. All right, so what I did was just took some off the table. I'm going to put a stop loss here at 81. So now it's a winning trade. I just don't know how big of a winning trade it might actually be. So as this works its way down, if I see 50 on the offer, but it's looking like I might get stopped out here. But we'll see. Want to give it a little room to continue to move in my direction. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is move this down to 41 as my stop. And all out there, oh, that ended up getting me out at 51 too. So there we go, $260. The key dynamic there, the key learning lesson was keep in mind that I still had, whoops, let me get my marker, there we go. I still had 500 shares left, and in hindsight, I did get too tight with my stop with the 500 shares, but I initially took out 500 shares to at least ensure to put some profits into my pocket, and then I still had those 500 shares left. But as you're seeing now, good old hindsight, I got a little too tight with those, and should probably still have those 500 shares. But the idea here was, I took some profits off, and then I still had a position to work for me if it kept going in my direction. Now, very clearly, I screwed that up because it did keep going in my direction, as we're seeing here. But the idea was, and that's what you want to do. You don't always want to just totally bail from the position. Depending on what you're looking to do, at sometimes it makes sense to keep a full position size. But yeah, there. Now, of course, that's always hindsight, right? If this thing would have turned around and ripped to the upside, I'd be sitting here saying, "Oh, good. I'm glad I put the stop loss where I did." But a little bit of confirmation bias there. It goes in my favor, and then obviously I'm sitting here saying, "Well, what if?" So this is painful. Hindsight is punching me in the face. But the other nice little learning lesson here is keep in mind that one point this thing was bouncing. And it gets to the point where you got to be thinking, uh-oh, is this thing going to be over? But you also need to be putting yourself and putting stop losses at logical locations. So yes, with that bounce, have you ever been there before where something goes against you, takes you out, stops you out, and then all of a sudden it goes in your favor? Had I not kept it with a logical location, that little upwards move right here, which happens to be behind that line, but that little line there could have, really, taken some people out right before the move to the downside, which, wow, now look at this thing go. But actually now as I look at Roku, I might be seeing another trade here, especially, let's see. Roku is actually, stronger than the market. So, all right, I'm not totally interested in that then. I lost track of Zoom. What's going on with Zoom? Let's take a look at that. Ooh, Zoom looks interesting. What is that? Low 177. So that's an interesting area at 177. Oh, I missed it. All right, well, I got 120 shares. So I guess I'll just go with the 120. Oh, that stings. That stings. So I got 51 cents out of it on the scalp. But I was a little bit too slow, as you saw. So if you're new, right there, the 500 shows how many shares I wanted, and then how many I ended up getting, 120. So got out there for, again, a nice 51 cent move in my favor, but that would have been, had I gotten all 500, that's $250 there. That would have been in a matter of matter of seconds. But that's all right. Sometimes we're too slow, but look, I'll look at the glass as being half full. At least I got a partial and was able to participate at least a little bit. Oh, well, now Roku is really looking interesting here. Let's go back to Roku. Whew, I'm glad I caught Zoom. That's just pure luck right there. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty interesting. What is that, 125? I don't know, Roku, this volume is kind of weak. Yeah, I'm going to pass up on Roku. That's a little bit too choppy of volume. Let's check back in here at Boeing. Yeah, markets are coming down even more. Have you ever been punched in the face by hindsight? This was a nice little face puncher here. That final 500. So if you've ever maybe got a little too anxious with the stop loss, or, well, in all actuality, this is completely confirmation bias right now. Confirmation bias being I'm only focusing on one side of the equation. Had, like I said, the thing skyrocketed up, I'd be sitting here saying, oh man, Clay, you did such a good job. But of course, the human mind doesn't quite work like that. It's only focusing on the fact of, oh, Clay, why did you do that? BYND. Oh wow, big mover today. So let's see what's going on over here. What you hear typing is just me talking to my chat room. I do offer a community if you're not familiar with that. What is that, 109.50? So I'm definitely curious on this. Looking for some weakness here. I mean, this thing is ridiculously overextended right now. Especially on the 5-minute. I'd like to see it get up over 111 though. There we go. Good. So let's see what it wants to do. Like I said, would like to see it at least get over 111 for me to take a true interest in it. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Yeah, looking like it might roll back here. I don't want to give up on it quite yet. All right, I will go ahead and pause. Well, ROKU, from where I was interested in it right here and then saying, I don't know, I don't really like it. Well, there's another mistake on my part. Sometimes all you can do is really laugh at yourself as a trader. Because, I mean, look at that. Crazy. But it is what it is. Let's see here. So 121.50 does look like an interesting area. But I would like to see it go sideways here a little bit before I'd be interested in potentially shorting at 121.50. So, all right, I'll keep an eye on it. All right, I'm watching one, and I'm going to get short here. I think this thing wants to break down again. So looking for a breakdown here through 133.35. Markets are breaking down again. So that I would expect should help this one out. So there we go. All right, I'm just going to hop out there. Was looking for the break, didn't get it. Now it's looking like it might want to bounce, and the markets are actually at a bounce point too. So just not, we're going to take that risk. All right, watching Boeing here again. Going to try to play a break of 133. Also watching the markets, and I think it wants to go. So I'm going to get short right now. Again, a little bit of a risk here because I didn't quite get the breakout. I anticipated it. And there is the attempted breakdown. So out there for another quick scalp. Let's see what else I can find. I have an order at 123.85 on Roku here. Although now that I'm double checking a few things, you know what, I'm green on the day. So even if I don't get filled up there, who cares? But I'll go a little bit more conservative. Double checking 124.25. Yeah, I like 124.25. Like I said, I made the comment about even if I don't get filled, who cares? Because, yeah, I know I'm definitely being more greedy, wanting an even higher entry point. Although looking like my 85 would have never been filled anyways. That one as high as 75. So, yeah, I would have still been 10 cents off anyways. So, never mind. Well, it's coming to life here again. Maybe I do have a chance at 124.25. I was just about to change to another ticker symbol, then I saw this kind of secondary little push come. So I'll keep a closer eye on it. And again, order to go short. 500 shares at 124.25. All right, going for the break of 124. I realize I'm still 25 cents away, but Roku can move very quick, and especially if that round number of 124 is broken. Then I expect it to move. There we go. There's the break. Oh, that was a very weak break. That was a terrible break. It broke and went as high as 124.06. All right, well, at this point in time, going up to 124.40. So we'll see if it can get and make its way up there. I'll keep you updated. All right, so what I'm going to do here, let me just double check that. Yep. Is well, first off, I have to get filled, but assuming I get filled, then I'm either going to be down $100 more, or I'm going to lose $100 here right around with potential slippage, or I might make a whole lot more if this breaks down. But first off, I need to get filled at 111. Well, actually, at this point, I bet I can get filled even higher than that and reduce my risk even more. Yep, there we go. I don't know. Now I'm having second thoughts, honestly. For me, it's a question of, Clay, are you just doing this because you want to just make a little bit more for the sake of this YouTube video, or are you doing it because this is actually a setup that you should be taking short? And like I said, I kind of treated these as my trading, diaries almost, and just I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to you too, but I don't know. And from my experience, if I don't know, I probably shouldn't be taking the trade, and I think it very well may be a reason enough. Clay, just make a little bit more. So I'm not going to be done trading quite yet. I mean, I'll still look for another setup, but I need to make sure that it's actually a quality setup. And on this one, like I said, I just doesn't quite feel right, so I'm not going to go with it. So I apologize, but never mind. Okay, well, we are 90 minutes into the day, and I'm going to wrap things up at $483. I have a motto, $500 a day keeps the day job away. So I guess technically speaking, I didn't quite hit that. But you know what? Sometimes you're not always going to hit, the ballpark areas of where you want to get, but close enough. So hopefully you walked away with some things. There was some, of course, it was all in hindsight, but some hindsight messed up. Oh, and let me just show you something else that I just, so BYND, remember that one where I was like, I don't know. Look at that. So nice little flush to the downside. So just to summarize it, but here's the powerful thing, and this is hopefully what I like to make fun of myself, but within that, hopefully I'm conveying the fact and the message to offer some inspiration and some motivation that think about kind of all the mistakes I made, granted all in hindsight, and then we have the confirmation bias, which I talked about earlier, but still, I by no means was flawless. This was by no means like perfect trading, yet I'm still walking away with $480 in 90 minutes working from home, sitting here in my robe right now, probably more information than you wanted to know. So that the idea here is this, is that when you get a strategy, when you develop systems, when you have the tools and you're using those tools properly, are you going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Are you always going to make money? Absolutely not. But it does give you leeway to have a morning like this where, yeah, you saw it. If this is your first video, you probably turned it off a long time ago and saying, this guy is terrible. Like, what is he doing? Or maybe you're still watching and you think the exact same, which if that is, I guess leave me a comment down below. Let me know how terrible I am, but I'm sure you're probably already typing that up. But point here being, you don't have to be perfect. Mistakes happen, things happen, but when you're actually operating under a true system, using, like I said, the tools properly, then you can still come out ahead. So yes, in hindsight, I should probably be up closer to $1,000 in all honesty. But, well, now I'm watching Boeing. Boeing just on, maybe I'm not quite done yet. Oh yeah, yep. So put an order in at 129.85, and we'll see if it can make its way down there. So I won't wrap up the video quite yet. Nope, nothing behaved the way I wanted it to, so I'm going to wrap things up. So real quick though, before I go, if you enjoyed the video, easiest way to communicate that to me and just say, hey, Clay, I like these live trade videos. Please keep making them, is to just hit that like button. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell me how terrible of a trader I am. That's fine. All that's good. But like I said, or if you have any suggestions for future types of videos. And then finally, I'd encourage you to check out the channel as a whole. There's lots of different types of videos other than the live trades. So hopefully you decide to hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. But if nothing else, like I said, and if you just enjoy these live trade videos and want me to keep making them, hit that like button, leave a comment below. Thank you for hanging out. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.